Classes in session, MLB Hitting the Book Show, Wednesday, April 23rd. Ian Cameron and Connor Mack back with you on this Wednesday where we'll break down, as usual, the remainder of this MLB card. We had a few day games earlier today. Some good, some bad. I had the Mets that won. I had the Reds that won. But I also had the over in the Braves game, and Bryce Elder and Michaelis decided to pitch like Carpenter and Tom Glavine from back in the day of great Cardinals and Braves pitchers, unfortunately. So we did not get the over in that game. But nevertheless, decent start to the day. A lot of games coming up here tonight, so we'll get right into it. We will begin at Fenway Park with the Seattle Mariners taking on the Boston Red Sox. We've got Hancock on the mound here for the Mariners, Sean Newcomb for the Red Sox. Boston minus 135, home favorites, minus 140. 9.5 the total. I like over here. I don't trust either starter. Hancock to me is not someone I trust. He's kind of got fly ball tendencies, and that often doesn't go well in Fenway Park. So I think it could be a good night offensively for the Red Sox. The lineup hasn't hit on all cylinders yet, but I do think they can score some runs tonight. I'm not a big fan of Newcomb either, the lefty for the Red Sox. He's up and down. Don't know what you're going to get night to night. I think we'll see runs scored. We certainly hit the over last night. I like the over in the game with these two teams last night, and it got there mostly because of Boston. But I think we can get over 9.5 here again tonight between the Mariners and the Red Sox. C-Mac, what do you think here, Seattle, Boston?
Yeah, I think we can get some runs here tonight. You talk about Hancock. He seems like he'll give up at least 4 or 5. I'm not a big Newcomb either. He's faced these guys. There's a few in this lineup that hit him. I think, Bill, that's back with the Braves, maybe. Some of those numbers. They were going on 0-2. He had a couple walks the last start. But it was against the White Sox. It's like, is that his reprieve going 4 2/3 against the fucking White Sox? But still, no win for him. I think there's some value here with the Mariners. This is a little bit more the price where I want to take them, and I think they're live. Mariners are over.
All right, Orioles and Nationals. How about 7-0? And it was not the Commanders versus the Ravens last night, football. It was baseball. 7-0 for Washington last night. Sugano on the mound here for the Orioles from Japan. He's come over and been a starter for them this year. He'll be on the mound for the Orioles. Trevor Williams for Washington. Baltimore minus 140, road favorites, 9.5 the total. Now, Trevor Williams, it's been kind of rough for him to begin the year, but that be damned, I'm still going to take a shot with Washington, plus 120. Baltimore's just awful right now. I can't justify laying minus 140 with them. And I don't like Trevor Williams. I don't think he's pitched great to start the year. It's not like Sugano has been great for the Baltimore Orioles. I think he's a hittable pitcher. And Washington, don't look now. Washington's on a win streak, 4 in a row. Started to hit the ball a little bit. This lineup is starting to really get it going. For this Nats team, this is just, you either take Washington or pass, at least in my opinion, because the Orioles just can't get out of their own way. And I cannot justify laying a price like this with them right now on the road. So I'm going to take a shot with Washington here. Again, I liked Washington last night. They got it done for me. Said, how is Kramer a road favorite like that last night? And Washington just won easily going away. I'm going to take him again tonight at the plus money. I also like this over. Total's gone up from 9 to 9.5. I think Baltimore will score tonight because Williams really hasn't been great to start the year. I do think the Orioles bats will get going a little bit tonight, but I definitely think Washington can score some runs too. So I'm on the over 9.5 here as well. C-Mac, what do you think here? Baltimore, Washington.
Yeah, Sugano was pretty good in that last start. I mean, 7 innings, 3 walks, no Ks, and he's a guy that just doesn't strike out that many. Gives up a little bit too much hard contact. Yeah, I mean, who wants to back the O's right now? I mean, is this really the spot? I mean, maybe they get to Trevor Williams. I've looked to back him, and the last few years he's been pretty good. I've been, staying off when I can. I think he could pitch all right. I mean, these bats are just doing nothing here.
Yep.
For the O's. Like, I think you take maybe just a small shot here with the Nats first 5. Why not? Until the O's get rolling. I think this Nats team is feisty. Score a couple runs here early.
Yeah, they got some nice pieces. Dylan Cruz is going to be a good player. They've got Bell, of course. And of course Abrams.
Woods been hitting homers.
Yeah.
Low, Ruiz, yeah. I mean,
James Wood.
they still have
Yeah, I mean,
Bell.
they've got some talent here, Washington. You can tell they're starting to build something that in a couple of years they're going to be, they're going to be a force in the National League. It's still going to take them a little bit of time, but you see there's a bright light at the end of the tunnel. But no doubt, I mean, this has been a nice run here for Washington right now. We'll see if they can keep it rolling going into this game here tonight. All right, Dodgers and Cubs. We've got the Cubs minus 120. Home favorites here at Wrigley, 9 the total. What a crazy game last night at Wrigley. 11-10 ended up being the final score with the Dodgers and the Cubs. Just crazy. Last at bat wins the game. That's basically what it felt like watching that game. No lead was safe. It looks like, by the way, Matt Boyd, the pitcher here for the Cubs tonight, the veteran lefty. We've got a pitching change, though, for the Dodgers. Kasparius is going to be the pitcher here tonight for the Dodgers here in this game. And we'll see how long he goes. Ben Kasparius here for them. He's a guy that will just spot start, probably only go a few innings. Matt Boyd's actually been pretty solid. He's given up, 2 runs or less in 3 of his last 4 starts. He did struggle a bit against the Dodgers, but it was not struggle, but he labored, but he minimized the damage. 3 runs, 4 hits, 6 innings against the Dodgers when he faced them just a few weeks ago. But he pitched well enough. We'll see how he fares here in this game. Cubs obviously got the win. I like the Cubs in Imanaga last night. I took the Cubs. They got it. It was crazy, but they got it done. Dodgers just continue to be, you look at them, 16-8, but they're a 500 road team, 6-6 away from Dodger Stadium this year. So, and I don't know what we're going to get from Kasparius. I guess by default, I lean to the Cubs again with Matt Boyd. Haven't bet it, though, but I lean to the Cubs here a little bit once again. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, me too. I mean, I think this is just a little bit of a coin flip. I mean, obviously, you have the better starter here with Boyd. It's just seeing him literally about a week for the second time. He talked about labored a little bit, had 3 walks, I think 7 Ks. Can the Dodgers get to? All year they hadn't hit lefties. They finally do. They score a bunch of runs. They can't win. Do the Dodgers. I think they'll be fine on the road. Once we get down, you're so early in April for them. I think there's going to be runs again. Cubs bullpen is a great. He's going to just go a couple here for the Dodgers. So is good old Ben. So I lean over here. But I kind of like the Cubs. If I had to decide, I don't know if there's really a ton of value with them.
All right, Blue Jays and Astros. We've got even money here, minus 110, both sides, 8.5 the total in this game. Bowden Francis continues to pitch very well. Now, he does give up the odd home run, but that's about the only way you score off him. You can't string hits together consistently against him. He's been very good, 2 runs or less in 3 of the 4 starts. We'll see if he can continue to pitch well here against Houston. Houston's obviously dominated the first 2 games of this series, 7-0, 5-1. The bats have started to come to life, and the Blue Jay bats have gone ice cold here in the first 2 games of this series. Now, they did face Hunter Brown in the first game, and he's as good as it gets. But it is a bit concerning that against Ronel Blanco last night, who's been kind of up and down, the Jays were only able to muster 1 run in that game. I want to think they can get their bats going tonight because I'm not big on Gusto. Ryan Gusto here for the Astros. He's given up 13 hits in 9 innings. That's not good. 13 hits in 9 innings. So, I lost with Toronto yesterday, so I'm always a little leery coming back to the same team again, but I feel I lean Toronto here. I like Bowden Francis. I think they can hit against Gusto, but the bats are cold in this series. I'm still going to take my chance, though, that Toronto can get a win, trying to avoid a sweep. Usually those are good spots to back teams, trying to avoid a series sweep. And I think the Blue Jays have a chance to do that here. So we'll give Toronto another shot here tonight. C-Mac, what do you think here? Jays, Astros.
Yeah, I can't. Either of these teams, I think you need some plus money with the Blue Jays. It's what Gusto do we get? I don't think he's going to be a guy. ERA is going to be 3.
Well, he's only
so
in
maybe
this starting rotation because Arrigetti's on the IL. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but can the Jays bats get going, score some runs? It's just hasn't been there under has been good. I lean that way again, but I think Jay's got to score because I think this could be a road start here with Francis where he gets hit. The Astros finally scoring some runs, not enough maybe to trust. So this was just a stay off for me.
All right, next up, White Sox and Twins. We've got Minnesota, David Festa on the mound for them, and Bryce Wilson. What is this, his 8th team in the last 3 years? It feels like it. Minnesota minus 270, home favorites, 8.5 the total. This guy's been with the Braves. He's been with the Brewers. He's been with the Pirates. Bryce Wilson, and now here he is with the Chicago White Sox. And I still don't think he's that great. I didn't think he was that great with any of those teams, which is why he's been bounced around, and he's been the traveling suitcase here in his baseball career. And I don't think he's that great still. So I think Minnesota can score. I'm not going to trust the White Sox lineup, though. They can be very sketchy. And David Festa's pitching well. He pitched a gem last time out here at Target Field. Shut down the Mets, if I'm not mistaken, in that game. So I feel I want to isolate the Twins to score. I don't think I trust the White Sox to. So I'm going to go with the Twins team total here, over 4.5, minus 130. I think the Twins can get to 5 here. You could go run line too if you want. I think Minnesota wins. I think they get to 5 runs, but I went with the team total here for the Twins. CMAC, White Sox, Twins.
Man, there's no way again. this price. I know they won 4-2 with the Twins. I backed them. I think you look Keyshawn. He's the only guy yesterday. I think he went 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. I might go back to him for a little bit. He's the only guy that didn't cash for me yesterday. Yep. So I think he still is a good look with a guy like Wilson on the mound. That was a great catch by Buxton, but he's going to be out. He's just brittle bones. Buxton can't go a full year. To me, I would take Festa. He's been pretty good. I don't trust him at all. And man, to see this White Sox lineup, but if there's ever a first 5, a game like this, yep. I think there's value with them here. And then the last start, before he came up, he's looked good in those 2 starts. But I saw that minor league start that he had a little bit. He gave up 5 runs. Like that could happen. It's just, can the White Sox do it? It's just few and far between. They get runners in scoring position and convert. But Twinkies, this bigger price, not for me.
All right, here we go. We got to talk about it. It's ugly, but here it is. Colorado and Kansas City. We got Michael Lorenzen for the Royals, German Marquez for the Rockies. Kansas City minus 190, home favorites, 8.5 the total. God help me, I'm betting these 2 fucking lineups over tonight. And I'm not both.
It's shaded that way, though.
Yeah.
That they think they're going to get touched.
I'm not bursting with confidence because I know these pitchers have been horrific. And I mean it. That's why I like the over. Marquez has been crushed in 2 straight starts. 13 runs allowed in the last. Now, they were the Padres and the Dodgers. We do have to remember that. This is the Royals now. So maybe he's going to fare a little bit better here, but still, he's not a guy I trust. 8 ERA on the season. I don't trust Michael Lorenzen. He's given up 7 runs, 14 hits in his last 10 innings, and those came against Cleveland and Detroit, which are okay lineups. I don't think they're spectacular. The problem is these damn lineups, man. They can make bad pitching look good. That is how much Kansas City has been ice cold at the plate, and that's how much Colorado has been ice cold at the plate. But I'm taking it anyway. Give me over 8.5 and pray.
Well, Marquez is, each start has been a ton. I have to say, so you talk about Padres and Dodgers. He only not even gets through, at inning there. He just goes 2/3 of an inning. You got to think he's going to pitch better, I think. It's just been fucking horrible. Is there any better lineup? Kind of. I mean, other than the Rockies, the Royals, can Marquez do it? This guy used to be in the first half of his career from 17 to 20, 16 to 20, was a great guy on the road. That's where he was really, really good.
Marquez.
I think he was even all-star once or twice. The last couple of years, he's got tattooed on the road. I just like the Rockies lineup. So their even team totals 3.5. And that's juice minus 110. How are the Rockies going to get 4 runs with this lineup? No Tovar. I mean, McMahon has to go. Goodman, Doyle. He is in there. I just don't see it
with the Rockies against Lorenzen, but my gosh, they're 1-12 on the road now. 1-12.
I know. And they scored those runs yesterday and still lose in the end. They got that big double to empty the bases. And the Royals, it looks like they're showing that they're going to bust out. But fuck, no way. I'd still take this under. No way. Not until you go.
Yeah, I get it. There's reasons to like the under. These teams can't hit, but I like the over because these pitchers, to me, they're that bad so far to begin the year. But what's going to win out, the bad pitching or the bad offense?
Yeah.
Bad lineup. Yeah, we had to talk about it, but like I said, I'm going to take my shot with the over there. If they can't hit these two guys, these two lineups, well, that might be rock bottom at this point.
Yeah.
Either of these teams can score runs tonight. All right, next up, late games. We've got a bunch of them. Pittsburgh Pirates, LA Angels. We've got Andrew Heaney, the lefty for the Pirates. Kohanovic, the pitcher for the Angels. We've got Angels minus 135, home favorites, 9 shaded to the under. I'm not that impressed with Kohanovic here for the LA Angels. He is a 6.3 ERA. He's been hammered in his last 2 starts by the Astros and the Rangers, 10 runs, 15 hits in his last 9 innings. Andrew Heaney's actually quietly pitched well. He's given up 1 run or fewer 3 of his 4 starts. The Angels aren't exactly lighting it up against lefties so far in the season. I kind of thought the Pirates, were sneaky last night. They got it done 9-3. Scary to trust Pittsburgh 9-15 ball club to win 2 in a row, but they just might be able to win 2 in a row. I like Pittsburgh here. I think Heaney's the better pitcher right now. Angels haven't been great against lefties. You get nice plus money here. I'll go with a money line, and I'll go with a first 5 and full game money line split here on the Pittsburgh Pirates. I think they can get it done again. Pitching advantage. C-Mac, what do you think here? Pirates, Angels.
Well, I stayed off the total again. Like this one, there could be runs, but I could see it low scoring with these 2 lineups. You know what I mean? Pirates team that just hasn't been scoring, and they get 9. Yesterday, McCutchen had a big home run. Heaney's been good. It's been short. I've been thinking this year when you want to back him a little bit at home. He's already had 2 road starts. One was solid. The other one he gave up 4 against the Reds. I think it was about 5 innings in that game. Yeah, I'm going to stay off. I thought the Pirates yesterday was the big value in the spot. But go back to it. Ward in the 4 hole got the jack for us, Bavano. He's 0 for 10 off Heaney, which is crazy how good he is against lefties. But I was looking to take him today because I wanted to take O'Hoppe, but he's not in the lineup. Lineup just came out.
Yep.
Yeah, he is not in. He was 3 for 5. He was a guy I was going to circle today. First Heaney. I thought that'd be great, but not in the lineup. So I'll be off. Look for Trout or Ward, I guess, today.
All right, Tampa Bay Rays and Arizona Diamondbacks. We got the Snakes, minus 160, home favorites, 9 the total here at Chase Field. Eduardo Rodriguez for the Diamondbacks, Taj Bradley for the Tampa Bay Rays. Taj Bradley's frustrating, man. They had such bright hopes for this kid. They expected him to be a top-of-the-line starting arm in the rotation, and I'm almost at the point where it's like maybe it's not going to click for this kid. It's one step forward. He'll have 1 good start, and then he'll have 2 bad ones. Then he'll have 1 good start, and then he'll have 2 games where he gets roughed up again. Same shit this year. As a good first start, gets roughed up by Texas. Bounces back, shuts down Atlanta, and gets roughed up by the Yankees in his last start. Gives up 6 runs, 9 hits. He should be able to do okay here, but again, it's just too much inconsistency, and it worries me. He faced Arizona in this ballpark 2 years ago. He gave up 7 runs in 4 innings. So Taj Bradley did not pitch well here. I want to fade Eduardo Rodriguez. I don't think he's that great, quite honestly. He's given up 3 runs or more in every start, but the Rays can't hit lefties, man. 212 batting average, 2.4 runs per game against lefties for the Tampa Bay Rays this year. So that's what's scary about trusting. I lean Rays. Bradley's got still upside, but you just got to hope you hit it on Bradley's good day, not on his bad day. I don't want to lay this with Eduardo, but the problem is the Rays aren't hitting lefties, and you never know what you're going to get one start to the next from Taj Bradley. That said, if I were to bet this money line, I'd lean Rays here, plus 140. C-Mac, what do you think here?
Yeah, I mean, the price is tempting. I could see it with the the Rays still looking for their first road win this
That
year.
too.
Still
Can't
haven't
win on the
won.
road. Yep.
Yeah, that's what's been tough. I think I kind of lean the D-backs. You'd have to take first 5 maybe minus the half. Bradley's still a solid pitcher. Like he talked about though, just inconsistent. Rodriguez been pretty good. You mentioned he hit 212 off lefties. There's 2 guys. There's Diaz, and he has some solid numbers. I think he was 9 for 22 or 23. And Caminero hasn't seen him, but this is what he does. He eats lefties. This young kid. So it'd just be those 2. Those 2 guys at the top, I'd look to maybe props in this game. But on the other side, Josh Taylor's been coming through. Pavin Smith had a homer. But I think you keep looking to Carroll, in the top spot. Guy who's just coming to his total bases or his RBI. Guy's having a great start to the year. Pretty good after he was horrible dealing with an injury for like the first 3 months last year. It was bad. That was a rough go. He never did get the average. He finally got it up a little bit, but he seems more like the guy that's going to be a 290 hitter, that he was in his rookie year.
Yeah, no doubt.
Last year.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like I said, there's definitely some potential there in the bat that he's got. All right, next up, we've got Milwaukee and San Francisco. We've got Logan Webb for the Giants, fast Freddie Peralta here for the Brewers. Giants minus 140, home favorite, 6.5 the total. Very low total, but totally get why. Logan Webb is just lights out at home. I mean, we've just seen it now for years. When he pitches in this ballpark, it's usually 1 run, 2 runs, or he shuts you out. He is just very, very good in this ballpark, borderline dominant. I think he'll probably pitch well here again. Peralta, though, is off to a nice start for Milwaukee. We both liked Milwaukee last night. We thought they were a live dog. They got it done easily against the Giants last night. I think the Giants probably get payback tonight, though. It's just very difficult to fade Logan Webb at home. So I took the Giants here, first 5 full game, money line split. I also grabbed when it was 7, the under, because it just seems every home game start for Logan Webb, it ends up being a lower scoring affair, and both starters are in good form. So definitely a night where runs should be a little bit harder to come by than they were last night. C-Mac, what do you think here, Milwaukee, San Francisco?
Shout out to everyone in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Old Lee, Justin, King is back. T. Moss, good to see you up in here. Yeah, man. 6.5.
That's the problem.
Yeah, there it is.
Squeezing you on this.
Squeeze, you got the 7, yeah. Earlier in the year is a little different. 7.5. I'd pound this under. Webb is just really, really good. I think he pitches well. You know what? I think this is a little bit side to the Giants. I don't love the price. Hasn't moved really too much either. I could see this low-scoring game. So I'm off. You cashed the under. I cashed the Brewers last night. I'm going to stay off the 3rd game here. Because I kind of lean Giants here at home. But Brewers could win a tight one. They pounded the ball last night. Yelich, grand slam was huge.
Yeah, they did. That was the big blow, which really turned that game in Milwaukee's favor. All right, our final game for this Wednesday night slate. Texas Rangers and the Athletics out there in Sacramento. And, man, was that ball flying out of that yard last night, as we kind of thought it would. A best bet winner for C-Mac last night with the Rangers and the A's over. It got there. I think it might get there again here tonight with Kumar Rocker on the mound for the Rangers and J.P. Sears for the A's. We've got even money, minus 110 both sides, 9.5 the total. Now, the wind is not blowing crazy out like last night in this game. Not quite as much tonight, but I don't trust either guy. I'll say Sears has been solid so far. But you have to remember the one start he had in this ballpark in Sacramento where the ball's been flying and it's been runs. In that one start at home for Sears, he gave up 3 runs, 6 hits, and a jack in just 4 innings against the Mets. And he really got hit hard in that game. That's the only home start he's had. So, that's concerning. He did not pitch great. 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 home run, and just 4 innings. His only start this year here in Sacktown for J.P. Sears. It kind of tells me he might struggle again here. And the Rangers do have decent numbers against lefties this year. And I don't trust Rocker. Rocker has been rocked. He's living up to his last name so far. Other than one good start against Tampa, gave up 6 to Cincinnati. He gave up 4 runs in 3.1 innings to Seattle, 3 runs in 5 hits. Better start against the Angels, but still not fantastic. and he's struggled on the road. Okay, in Texas, he's pitched well, but in Seattle, crushed. In Cincinnati, crushed. 2 road starts, lit up. Rocker in both games, Kumar Rocker. So I think the A's can probably score here as well. So I'm going right back to it. I was on the over. CMAC used it as a best bet last night as well. I'm back on it again tonight. Give me over 9.5 here, Texas and the A's. CMAC, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this game could get over as well. Rangers against lefties, have been all right. But going back the last couple of years, they haven't had much power this year, even last year and the year before that, other than, of course, the playoff run, which was solid. The numbers just haven't been there. The guys you got to look out for: Simeon, Garcia, Berger. So, there could be runs in this game. I think it gets over. I like the A's, though, to get to Rock. I don't trust him. I mean, I just don't. The big prospect for Vandy, it's 8 Ks, no walks in that start. I just don't see it again. That was kind of maybe an anomaly a little bit for this early. The kid could be a good pitcher, but I think he gets hit here. So I like the A's. I think they win this game or take the team total, the 4.5. It's basically the same, or the A's win this game. About almost even money, -101. Rooker, Soderstrom. I'll just give it to you here. Best bet, A's. Okay, let's just give you that. Jack of the day, Soderstrom.
I like
Rocker's
Soderstrom.
got.
Yes.
I'm on it. That's my Jack. The RBI +165, the Jack +475. Lefties. Butler, maybe too. He's, a little bit Blade. Yep. Yeah. Waiting on the lineup for this, but they should be out just about in the next 30 minutes. Rocker's just kind of against lefties. He hasn't been great. I think he's almost 400, the average I was looking through. So look for those guys, even Rooker. I like the A's. I think this is kind of a good spot. Lost last night. Get a win here.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that. No doubt about it. I think there's definitely – and speaking of Jack of the Day, it's a great segue right into Jack of the Day. You heard it right from CMAC, Tyler Soderstrom there in that A's-Rangers game. That's a home run prop I've already got locked in as well. I agree with that fully. There's a bunch. I'll try to get through a handful because, as usual, and these are light sprinkles. These are 0.01 unit bets. You keep them light. Because there's variance with home run props, but you can still have some fun with them. Pavin Smith's just been rolling here for Arizona, so plus 550 for him to go deep. I agree with that fully in this one. I think O'Neal Cruz plus 350 for the Pirates. Jack Sawinski has some real good, as far as the pitch type that Kohanovic has for the Angels. Jack Sawinski does well against it, so maybe a Jack Sawinski plus 650 for Pittsburgh, maybe as well, as far as a home run prop. Ward for the Angels in that game, maybe as well, for what he's been able to do. You mentioned Soderstrom. I like it quite a bit in this one. And I'll throw another one out there. Wilyer Abreu in that Seattle-Boston game. He's someone that actually matches up quite well against what Hancock likes to throw. So Wilyer Abreu is a good price, too, plus 400. In some spots for a Jack of the Day from him. So there you go. There's a few of my home run prop candidates for tonight.
Mine just Soderstrom, but there's 2 I might get on course. This guy, he just off lefties. Tommy Tanks, Tommy Edman, and even Kike Hernandez. Just these guys, lefties, and they hit bombs off lefties. I mean, Kike doesn't even have any more hit singles than home runs. I think this year. Maybe he's got a hit. Maybe he's even now. But it was for a while. So maybe look at those guys against Boyd.
And if we can trust the Rockies or the Royals to score runs against shitty pitching, and it's what's going to win out, the shitty pitching or the shitty lineups in that game? That's what you have to ask.
Yeah.
But if someone's going to go deep there in that, I don't mind Sal Perez for the Royals. I don't mind Michael Toglia. For the Rockies, you can get plus 600 for him. So there's a couple I would throw out there as far as that game goes for home run candidates. All right, best bets to wrap things up. CMAC with his best bet winner, Texas A's over last night.
Yeah.
What do you got? Oh, you already mentioned it, right? Best bet.
It's A's. A's. -101.
There you go.
A's.
A's money
Sacramento
line.
A's. It's A's.
Yeah, just the
A's.
A's. The Athletics. There you go.
I
The
still say it. It's just
Yeah.
stuck in my head.
There you go. The Athletics minus 102 for C-Mac here with his best bet. My best bet here for this Wednesday card, I'm trying to think here. Where will we go? Because, let's go with the Pirates. I'm feeling the Pirates. I just think Kohanovic hasn't been very good. Andrew Heaney's been better. You're getting a nice price, Pittsburgh here, plus 120. Let's go with the Pirates. Pittsburgh Pirates, plus 120 to get the job done as a dog tonight against the LA Angels. That is going to be my best bet here for this Wednesday night. All right, shout out to everyone in the chat. Hit the like button. We appreciate it very much. Steven Jackson, Old E, Nick Alvento, the King's back, Daniel Abuna, Jorge Herrera, Justin McKelvey, T. Moss, Mike Campbell, Timothy Hake. We appreciate all you guys joining us once again. No show.
Appreciate it.
We're off tomorrow because there's only a couple of games at night. So as usual, no Thursday show. It'll probably be no Thursday show for the majority of the season because Thursday's always a lighter slate. But we will be back tomorrow, Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. And it will be a full card because pretty much all the Friday games are always at night. So full card coming up on Friday, and we will be back then for our next show. For Connor Mack, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Thursday or Wednesday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. And we will be back with you on Friday, same time, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, for another edition of the MLB Hitting the Books show. Until then, class dismissed.